Hey guys, it's Cassia Marina, fondly known as the Branding Queen, and welcome back to another episode of Tea Time, the podcast. So, I just came off of a live on Facebook. It's Monday, and I did this live at 2 p.m. All right, so this was like about 2 hours ago, and ideas for topics just started coming to my mind. And I explained on this live why I haven't been on live. Well, Facebook Live, because I'm still putting out content, I'm still showing up, but more so on Instagram and Instagram stories. And it gets really overwhelming at times having to juggle a business, client calls, like the actual work, and then the work of landing new clients, new sales. So there's the two sides of the coin, and then there's the content creation part and maintaining that presence and that connection with your audience, which you should be doing if you're not doing that already. So while these ideas were coming to mind, it's all great and dandy to have a document, write down topics you want to talk about, but sometimes you have to talk about things in when you feel most passionate about it. I think that, at least for me, that's what works for me. It's good to be really, really super passionate. And you might be wondering, well, how were you able to write down topics and hop on a live and just talk about what you want to talk about? Well, we have different phases. You have different phases in business, in your personal life. You just have different phases all around. And right now, I just cannot curate passion. Like back then, not that I was curating it, but all I had to do was immerse myself mentally into the topic. But now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm kind of over it. I'm still going to show up on the lives, but some topics are going to come easier than others to talk about. Plus, the other thing is, now I don't mean to ramble on about topics, but I have to explain to you so that you can also take the lessons in what I've learned and what I'm learning in my business and in the phase that I am in right now, is that you just have to go with the flow. That is the messaging I've been getting lately. Go with the flow. And this podcast allows me to do that. This podcast is the most raw, authentic form of content creation for me. And as it comes to me off the top of my head, while it's all great for me to hop on a story, sometimes these stories, well, one, yes, you can cut them up, but it goes, when it's too long, people don't watch or listen all the way through to the end. And this is an easier way for me to just go on and about a particular topic. On stories, you'll get the clip notes once I can. But again, I realized, listen, this is why I started the podcast. That when I have a topic, some of it will be great for a Facebook Live, and then others, you just run with the passion that you're feeling in the moment. And without further ado, I wanted to talk about why it seems very difficult. I like to say difficult and not hard. I'd rather say difficult / challenging, why you're probably not making sales in your business. And if you watch the live that I did, go back and watch it. It's on Facebook and it's called Updates. And the date would have been Monday the 24th. Today's Monday the 24th. And that's the live I did on Monday the 24th. So go check that out and get caught up with the updates. But basically what I was saying in that update is that it's easier for me to hop on podcasts when I feel inspired. And that's the best time for you to receive what I want to say. It just comes out the best. It's explained the best way, rather than me having to schedule a live in a particular pocket of time. Now don't get me wrong, that's definitely doable, but different topics just need that raw, authentic, inspired time to communicate something. And then other things you can plan, you can do slides, you can write down some quick points that you want to add and have people understand. Different topics will have different approaches. And today I wanted to just tell you all one thing about sales and while that isn't my main core message, I want to talk about branding. It always ties back to branding. Sales, the just whole aspect of marketing. Branding is a part of that circle. So sometimes, because they are all connected, I will have my 2 cents to add on these different aspects. And today my 2 cents is sales and why one person may be making sales over the other. And that sometimes is because of your energy. You may have heard this before where they've told you are coming across desperate. Nobody wants to buy from a desperate person. And if you're desperate energy, you're going to communicate in a desperate form. You are going to say things that may come across desperate. And sometimes actually nothing you said may sound desperate, but the energy that you came across a bit desperate. Okay? So, in my updates, as I was saying before, I have been going inward and I've been a little quiet, mainly on Facebook. And I have been observing both on Facebook and Instagram. And personally, in my opinion, Facebook is a lot more noisier than Instagram, even though it's probably not that much different. But Facebook is more noisier because Instagram is a whole different format. There's your stories, there's your feed, that's it. Facebook, there's live, there's the stories, there's the feed, there's Facebook groups. It's a lot more complex of a platform. So anyway, I was observing two people, but multiple people who are trying to execute a membership site. And I have my 2 cents on membership sites that I will not share with you right now because that's not the topic of today, but I will say it's a lot of work. People sell the dream that membership sites are going to bring in passive income, and it's easy, and you just set it up and you just open the doors and you sell and you get them in. But people forget that a membership is a commitment, one, no matter how cheap it is, two, people tend to fall off. So there are so many dynamics in a membership site that it takes for it to really give you consistent income, and not just consistent, but a worthy, a sustainable amount. So anyway, there's people that I've observed on these membership endeavors, and there are two people that launched. One of them just launched it. It was an idea that clearly was out of thin air. She had a challenge and a goal for herself, and she wanted to bring on other women to join on the challenge. So right then and there, that is attractive. It's attractive because you are telling people to join you on a particular journey. People like that. People like to be a part of a journey. Now, I'm not giving a template for everybody to go and follow, but I want you to observe what I observed. And this is the aspect of desperation and its positioning. So now, while she went on a promotional binge, where for days, every day she talked about it. Now, it may seem as though, or you might feel as though, oh my gosh, this is so desperate, I'm talking about this over and over. But that's actually your job. When you are in launch mode, you have to talk about something till you are sick of talking about it. But they don't need to know that you're sick of talking about it, because it takes the message to be communicated multiple times for people to even pay attention. So the first time you give out a message, people aren't really paying attention yet. It's probably like by the 5th time or the 4th time, and it's actually more than that by the stats. But you can look up those stats. But the point is, it takes a lot of times you have to communicate something for it to first be noticed, then to garner interest, and then to convert people. So there are many different phases, and you have to repeat it over and over again, whether it's you actually repeating it, or you're posting it, or you communicating it via video, email, all these different things. That is what a launch consists of. And so she did that, and it's going well. She sold out the amount that she wanted for that first month, and then of course she promoted as the membership went along, give previews as to what's happening, and that would garner interest for those people who were on the fence before. Now pick up these marketing gems, right? And brand building gems, because this is how you're building your brand. Your offering is a reflection of you, your brand. It's not just an offering, right? So you're going to show the brand culture of what you all are doing by showing these behind the scenes. Now, when you move on, now when it's time for you to open the doors again, when you intake people again for the membership at the end of the month. Now, a membership, the doors can be open 24/7, or you can close them and open them once a month. So there are different ways to approach it. So now there's this other person that just pops up randomly. Now they have a membership that's open all the time, and they pop up randomly. They do talk about and promote their offering, but for some reason they do not stand out. For some reason there isn't that connection, and that's a very important part of converting people to buy from you, is that there has to be a connection. And that's where the whole know, like, and trust mantra comes from, because people know, like, and trust you, and that's what they really are talking about, is the connection. So I love both people. I follow both people. But one person is clearly coming off desperate because, one, they are very hard selling the offer. Now, there's a difference between showing up and then hard selling, being very loud with your graphics, and not loud in a creative, inspiring way, but loud as in buy now, and cheapening in the feel of the item. And that is a disadvantage to your brand feel. You don't want people to feel like, oh, this is cheap, this isn't worth anything, because it's hard to shake that feeling afterwards. You want your brand feeling and emotion and the experience to reflect what you want it to reflect, and what is a true representation of what your brand is about. Because recreating that was going to take a lot of work. Making sure your brand is clearly controlled, because there's quality control within your brand as well. You have to ensure that the quality and the standards that you have set for your brand is maintained. So when you jump out with whatever program for less than this price, even though it has nothing to do with your membership, but it looks like it's an extension of your membership, whatever this offering is, and it's way below market value, and it's not something that you're saying is limited time offer, this is going to go up, it's some sort of sale. Like, if you don't position it properly, it's definitely going to come across desperate, and it's already below market value, and then the next day it's half price. It's like, whoa, is there any real value here? Like, you're gonna have people on the fence. And then the next slide right after that, you're telling people book now and all these different things. It's like, it's coming off desperate. And, people are intelligent. People are intelligent. Well, I would like to believe that you're intelligent. And that you can tell when somebody is like, they look like they're just trying to pay a bill. So let's keep it real. This is Tea Time, the podcast. Right? They look like they're trying to pay a bill, and I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. You are supposed to hop on the internet, if you're an online business especially, hop on a live, do things to drive sales to your portal, but it's not the act. It's how you execute that act is what is going to make all the difference. So I'm always observing stuff, and this is where I get some of my material for all my Tea Time Tuesdays. Like, I'm an introvert. I've told you guys this before multiple times, but if you are new and you are tuning in, I'm an introvert. And introverts love to sit back, be quiet, read a book, listen to a podcast, watch a YouTube video, cuddle up with Netflix and whatever their favorite beverage is, get cozy, and do quiet things. One of those quiet things is observing. So like when we go out into social spaces, we may seem shy, but we like to observe our surroundings first. We're always observing things, and being in the field that I am in, I can't help but observe and notice these things. I can't help and notice that some of these things are just like, no, you're doing it all wrong, you're hurting your brand. And I just wanted to touch on that topic today, because if you are doing this, please stop. I want to see you grow and mature as a brand. And you may not even be building a brand. You may just be running a business. So if you aren't, this might inspire you to start thinking about your brand and what it communicates. So that, hey guys, sorry about that. I got interrupted. Mommy duties called. So continuing to more or less sum up, because I'm more or less done. To sum up what I just said, you want to inspire people to buy from you, not beg them to buy from you. People are not going to be moved to action to invest in you in any way, or to buy whatever it is that you have for them, even though you know it's what they need. This isn't about what they need. It's how you communicate that this is the item for them. You're not going to get people to buy from you by constantly cheapening your value and your worth. You need to inspire them rather than perspire them, which is to chase them down and beg them, please, please, please buy. You know, you're getting all of this, you're getting all of that. You have to shift the energy in which you present yourself, your business, and your offering in order to get people motivated. That's the word I should use, motivated. You want to inspire. And the person that I had been observing, she does such a great job of inspiring, even though, well, not even though, she did a really great job and of positioning herself right, and basically owning it. That's really what you have to do. Step into your power and own what it is. Believe in what you are selling. When you are coming off desperate, it shows, not that it shows, but in my opinion, it is a form of you not actually believing in yourself. And if there is an ounce or a seed of doubt in your mind about your own thing, how do you expect people to believe in your own thing? So you have to show up, show out, and get excited. Get excited. All right, so I hope this resonated with you guys today. I am excited about my podcast, so I want you to share this episode with somebody else. And if you see somebody who's struggling, and you know, like, we all have business besties, colleagues, associates, and you see what they are doing and that they're working hard, and you think this episode might be of benefit to them, then by all means share this and let me know what you think about this. I'm on Instagram at _brandingqueen. I'd love your input.